Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Journey into Comics, a podcast about comic books, video games, movies, television, and everything nerd with your hosts, Nate Phillips and Brandon Stone.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
Hey everybody, welcome to Journey into Comics. It's me, your host Nate, and today, beaming live from inside of Galactus's giant fucking head, we have Shuddy Boy. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. Just chilling. Went down and visited with my dad. He was like, hey, do you want to go to this Mexican restaurant? I was like, all right, let's go. So we go to this little place in this little town, and I noticed that the one waiter is kind of acting strange towards me. Like, he's very, like, quick to, like, if I'm like, may I please have an iced tea? He's like, oh yeah, let me hurry up, go get that for you. Like, you know, being like super, like, on top of it. And I was like, this is strange. So we're getting towards the end of the night, and he's getting ready to give us the bill. And he stops me and he goes, hey man, has anyone ever told you that you look like the lead singer of Fall Out Boy?
What?
And I was like, what? No? I was like, no, but thanks, I think. Maybe. So then, like, because I haven't seen Fall Out Boy in forever, so I don't really remember who's what, you know. So I look up Pete Wentz, that's who they're talking about, and I don't look like that guy. He's covered in tattoos. I don't have any tattoos.
He's also much bigger than you.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's like 6'2". He's a big guy. So what have you been up to, man?
Oh, just same old shit, working, trying to read comics. A whole lot of nothing exciting.
What have you been reading recently that's caught your attention?
The new Archie book, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it just like overall just a great read?
It is. It's written by Mark Waid, and Fiona Staples from Saga is doing the art.
Okay.
So it was a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to issue 2 coming out, which I never thought I would actually say about an Archie comic in my life.
This is what people, when comic books first came out, enjoyed reading. You know, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it had the issue number 1 had a reprint of Archie's first appearance at the very end, and it was brutal to read.
Oh, I bet.
So freaking hokey.
That's a really great word. I've been reading a lot of The Walking Dead, man. I don't know if you've been keeping up with The Walking Dead.
Oh, absolutely.
Issue 144, man. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I just Kirkman never ceases to amaze, you know. He just keeps like throwing these wrenches at you.
Yeah, I mean, that book just continues to be awesome.
Yeah, well, only a couple more weeks here we'll get issue 145, which I think is called Blood for Blood, so we'll see where Kirkman goes to that. But anyways, I didn't really plan for this, but I guess we can kind of officially announce it here in a more permanent role. Shuddy, you're coming on to Journey into Comics more full-time now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, Brandon and I had a long conversation, and it was like, you know, it's the right thing to do. You're being so kind as to helping us out anyways while Brandon's away, taking care of the little one as he nurses him into the world. So we thought, you know, why not? I mean, and then when the 3 of us can get in and get going, it'll be a different dynamic altogether.
Absolutely.
And, you know, the nice thing is that we're all on Skype, so we all can feel isolated.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's the worst, because I noticed it when I was listening back to the 50th episode, which you were on. And I noticed that I didn't introduce Zeke or Wes in the first hour. I was just like, introduce the fucking people in the room. Totally forgot about people on Skype. And then Brandon's like, hey, are you going to introduce everybody? I was like, I fucking did, man. Why would I introduce Shuddy and Kevin? They aren't coming on until the second hour. And he's just like, okay. And then we're listening back, and I'm like, fuck, why didn't you tell me to introduce Seek and Wes? Like, you dumb son of a bitch. I fucked up. My bad. You know? So it was like that whole, like, man, that just instantly, you don't feel like you're a part of the room, and that isolation, it can hurt the vibe. But since we all are going to be in our own locations and recording accordingly, it should be really cool, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You'll get to bring some of your ideas to the table, and I can't wait to see what crazy shit you bring, because, well, we all bring weird stuff. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I have a couple of good ideas, I think, that I can bring to the table.
Cool. Well, before we get to your ideas, because let's keep those between just you and me for now, let's give the listeners a little you.
Okay.
Just like, I don't know, man, just, some people may not know you from Mad Scientist Party Hour. Some people may not know you from anywhere, and they're just now tuning into Journey in the Comics for the first time. Give them some you, man,
Oh, you're gonna ask me to do this? You don't have questions prepared?
I mean, not necessarily. I could fucking
when you told me that you wanted to do this, I was like, "Oh, cool, okay."
like a Q&A. Well, we can
I
make it.
I didn't put any thought into how I would introduce myself. I would have spent my afternoon figuring that out.
Oh well, we can. Hey, I'm on the fly. I can do question and answer, man.
All right, then go for it.
Okay, so my first question is, if you could buy any one singular comic book that exists in the world, the price matters
Detective
not.
Comics number 27.
First appearance of Batman. Excellent.
Absolutely. That is the one that I want more than anything.
If you could introduce yourself into a superhero television series or movie franchise, which would you choose? What franchise?
Oh wow. That's a good one. I don't really have any particular talents, so I'd have to be just the tag-along guy. Kind of like Kick-Ass's friends in the first movie.
Before they get their own powers?
Yeah, before they decide to become superheroes.
Oh, you mean the other Quicksilver?
Yeah.
Because they were both. Yeah, that's really fucking weird how Hollywood works. Yeah, but come on, man.
Or, I mean, I could be the brains. I'm good at that.
I think you'd make a kick-ass villain.
A villain?
Dude, you could play a totally brilliant fucking villain. Like literally, you would fucking kill, man. Just think about it. Like, you're maniacal, you're quiet, you're super relaxed, you're like the chillest dude, but you spend every fucking waking second calculating every fucking move you're about to make to destroy every person in your path.
That doesn't sound too shabby, actually.
I mean, right? Like, I think you could pull it off, especially, like, okay, like, let's say, for example, you put yourself in, like, the Arrowverse or the fucking Flashverse. Dude,
Which are the same.
Well, correct, but, picking a show, because that's
Right.
what you do. But whoever you were to terrorize, like, that's a sick dude. Someone who's just, like, he never loses his composure. He's not even for a second, and he doesn't have to fight. He just, he plots it out, and you'll get yours when it's time, Like, that's sick. I think you could definitely do that.
I will look into becoming a supervillain now.
Awesome. Okay, next question. If it came down to it and you could only keep one singular item from your entire collection of comic books or figures or whatever, category you decide, what would you keep?
Wow.
I know. I asked that question because it was the one that I was having a hard time answering as I was sitting here looking at all the pops in the comic room. I was like, man, if it came down to it and I could only keep one of you, who the fuck would stay?
You mean, like, literally one single item, not one set?
Not one set. Literally one book or figure or whatever. One. You can frame it in memory of your collection? You know.
I'd say right now it would have to be my copy of Marvel Superheroes number 18.
Okay, so give me some insight. What's special about that book?
That is the first appearance ever of a team known as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Bingo. Wow, you have the first appearance of the original Guardians team.
The original Guardians.
Yondu included.
Yep, from 1969.
Dude, that's excellent. And then wasn't it like, I'm going to totally fuck this up, so come and save me, Shuddy, because I'm going to totally ruin this. Wasn't it like Vampirella number 8 or something was the first Rocket Raccoon, or Sonata, some shit? I don't know.
Let's see. I can tell you. I don't know off the top of my head.
Because there's only one Guardian whose first appearance I know.
His first preview was in Marvel Preview number 7.
Okay. I think there's a chick on the cover.
And let's see.
She has big boobs.
In the backup feature, The Sword and the Star under the name Rocky. And then his next appearance wouldn't be for 6 years until The Incredible Hulk 271.
Hell yeah, nice. Damn it, I had something.
Wonder what those issues are going for.
I don't know. That's a great question because of how successful Guardians was, which we're going to be discussing that later, actually. So that's great. Fuck, man. I had something. Oh! First appearance of Groot is Tales to Astonish 13. Drops the mic. I only know that because my lucky number's 13, and I thought, how quirky that Tales to Astonish 13 is the first appearance of this Groot character who spoke full sentences and did not just say, I am Groot in his debut appearance. And he was a bad guy. I don't know if you knew that, but...
I did not.
Yeah, I'd done a little research.
I'm surprised that his first appearance was that early.
Yeah, I know. That's like, I mean...
Incredible Hulk 271 is going for around $100.
Dang, now you're gonna
if anybody was wondering.
I wonder if I have that one. I might.
Marvel Preview. It's from 1982.
I think I have that. I have a pretty big Hulk run. I have Tales to Astonish like 69 to Hulk 180, and then I don't have 181. So that's that run. I'm pretty sure. But so yeah, I may in fact have that somewhere. Ugh. So let's see. I got to think of another good question. Okay, if you literally could take any superpower from any person, okay, any superpower from any superhero, whose superpower would you take? Like
Probably.
You can have it. It's yours. You don't necessarily inherit becoming per se the Flash, but you do have the Flash's speed. You choose to do with it what you want, you know.
I would probably say Spider-Man's spider sense.
That would be great, right? Like you could always know when shit's about to go down.
Yeah, like when shit's about ready to pop off, you know that.
Do you think Spider-Man has a hard time going to clubs because when the bass is about to drop, his spider sense tingles? He's like, oh shit, what? My spider sense is oh, it's just the bass. Never
I
mind.
don't think Peter Parker is much of the club-going type.
No, he's not.
That's more of his wife's gig.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's see. I gotta keep thinking of these good questions, man. Okay. If you could write any superhero movie, you get the control of any team, any collaboration, whatever, any story, anything. What would you personally want to bring your vision to the big screen?
Wow. That is seriously a tough one. Jesus.
Yeah, just throwing down on you there.
Yeah, that's really
So
that's
while
huge.
Well, I'll let you think about that for a second. I was thinking about this in the car on the way back from visiting Pop this weekend. Uh, you're from the East Coast. There's a band that I really dig that came from the East Coast. They came from Baltimore. Uh, do you know of, have you heard of, and do you like a band called Dog Fashion Disco?
I have never even heard of them.
Oh, dude, they are brilliant, honestly. Like, I really enjoy their music. I'll try to remember to like Dropbox you a couple of their tracks so you can get an idea of what they do.
All
It's
right,
it's
dude.
it's kind of hard to find their albums because they were a Baltimore-based group, but they should have been famous. Is all I'm saying. Like, they had it, and I think they didn't want to take some bullshit record deal and said no thanks. They were like Airheads.
That's awesome. Which is a great movie, by the way.
Dude, absolutely. Come on, Brendan Fraser, uh, Steve Buscemi,
Adam Sandler
Adam
before he started
Sandler.
sucking.
Yeah, I think Michael McKean's in that movie. Uh, what the hell's that guy's name? Well, Kramer. What's his real
I
fucking
know.
name?
I've been sitting here trying to think of that the entire time.
I feel like it's Michael something.
It is.
Michael Richards.
Yep, that is correct.
God, I had to say it aloud. I like Seinfeld, by the way.
I was never a Seinfeld fan.
Well, it's weird. I was not really a Seinfeld fan either, but then it became my night show because I have to have something on when I sleep, so I just put something on to just put myself out. And I like wake up and I'm like, man, I really like these episodes of Seinfeld that are all old stuff, you know? Like, I don't think I liked them when I was a kid, but now I think I get the humor a little more. Like, the idea is kind of clever, you know? It's him, essentially, it's Jerry Seinfeld in his real life as a TV show about being a comedian.
Yeah, I mean, I've never even bothered to put it on. Maybe it's something at some point I will give a chance to.
Cool.
But my night show has been Batman the Animated Series.
Hell yeah. Tearing through that, are ya?
I'm almost to Harley Quinn's first appearance in the first season.
Excellent. Yeah, the seasons are long. They're like, what, 29 episodes?
Yeah, something like that. I'm about at episode 20 right now.
Dang. Okay, well, no more stalling. Let's get back to it. You get to pick a franchise. You get to pick a story, whatever you want to do. What superhero movie will you pitch, and what would you like to make your vision? Like, what is something?
Does it have to be a superhero movie?
Not necessarily. I mean, if there's
Then I would take over the fucking Walking Dead.
Really,
I feel like that show is an abomination at this point.
I think they're gonna get back on it this season, man, and I think with Negan getting closer to appearing, and it's got to happen. I mean, they can't delay it anymore, especially now that they're getting closer to being in sync with, like, how things are happening in the show, or almost in sync with where they happened in the individual issues. They kind of ended in the 70s at the end of last season. Like
that whole Terminus nonsense.
Yeah, the Terminus, that was completely pointless, and that part of this, that whole season has a lot of flaws. Terminus, the whole brutal savagery of Rick's group using machetes to just... I mean, that was some Negan-style murder, right?
Yeah, I didn't even watch most of it because I just thought it was complete garbage.
Yeah, but then they got to Alexandria, and that's cool because, like I said, that's just getting us closer, and we'll get to see Jesus, which is cool. He's like one of my favorite characters. Then, like I said, man, Negan's the one I'm just like anxiously awaiting because he's so fucking awesome. He's just so fucking awesome. All right. So, one last question. The question of all questions. Man, this is where I wish we had people that could just, like, call in and be like, hey, I've got a question. And we're like, yeah? And, we're like, okay, let us answer that. All right. Okay, I've got it. If you could become any one supervillain, who?
Any one supervillain?
Correct.
Doctor Doom.
Badass. We'll also be talking about Doctor Doom later, as we
Because
flash
he
out
always
this
seems
show.
to really, like, most other supervillains always end up in a prison, at least momentarily.
Yeah.
And he kind of just scoots back off to Latveria.
He's just like, oh, international borders, fuck you.
Yeah.
Come to Latveria. I'm
Come into my
own.
country.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
I own it. It's mine. You can't tell me to extradite myself.
Yeah.
How fucking dumb would I have to be? Oh. All right, well, I think we have a good idea of who you are. Now, my question is, are we keeping Shuddy Boy as your moniker for our show? Are you going to go with Rich? Are you going to go with Dick?
It's up to you. Whatever you want to...
Hell no. No. This is all
Yes.
This is comfort level, homie.
I'm okay with it staying as... I really don't care, honestly.
Okay, well, then we'll just keep it as it is. And if sometimes you get called Rich, well, people have to figure out who the fuck you are.
Yeah,
You
that
know?
works for me.
They're like, who is this Rich they keep speaking about? Why does Shuddy keep answering for him? What a fucking asshole. You know? All right. Well, since you are officially here, and thank you so much for coming on and being a part of us full time now, or as full time as you can be, you know?
Yeah, thank you for extending the offer. I'm really excited.
Dude, man, I just... It's always fun with you on, you know? And I was thinking, me and you haven't done a just Nate and Shuddy episode since the first time we did, right after Vegas.
Right.
That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we've always had other people. I mean, other people have been on. We've done some with Brando, and we've been doing the comic book club, which we should... It's almost time to do that again, isn't it?
Yeah, I figure that'll be one of the first things we do back. I want to speak on that. We didn't write this in the notes, Shuddy, but thank you for mentioning Watchmen, and that we're getting back to Comic Club. I would say that probably Brando's first episode back will probably be when we plan to do the Comic Club. That way he can come in fresh, since that was his pick. But Journey into Comics, I just want to, shout out this real quick. We got a message a few days ago, and you were mentioned in the message, and you can go back and check that out since you're an admin for our Facebook now. Boom. I don't know if it told you that or not. So
Yeah, it did.
okay.
I got the message things, but I didn't want to read them because...
Yeah, no, it's nothing private. So this guy, Martin, starts messaging us, and he's like, hey, I'm a fan. I listen to you guys. I love when Seek and Shuddy are on. That's how I found you guys, is because Shuddy brought it up on Mad Scientist, and I listened to those guys, and they're fucking awesome. And I just want to say, thanks, because he, really digs what we're trying to do here, and he may be taking a small role because he brought up the Watchmen. He's like, I really enjoy that. I'm so excited for you guys to do that. He really wants us to maybe cover V for Vendetta on one of the comic clubs, which I think that'd be a totally awesome thing to do.
I own it in individual format.
Fuck you. Damn it. Why do you own all the ones I want? But I want to just say thanks for checking us out, Martin. We really appreciate it. Keep spreading the word. Keep being nerdy, because that's who we are. We're nerds.
Hell yeah.
But real quick, before we really get into this episode and start talking about some of the news that's in front of us this week, Brandon... Just he's gonna say it here in a minute, but I'm gonna preface it because if not, people are gonna be like, "What the fuck are they doing?" Brandon and his wife Caitlin successfully had the birth of their son Wyatt, and Brandon recorded a little something that he just wanted everybody to hear. Shuddy, you'll probably have to listen to this after the podcast because I don't know if you will be able to hear it.
Okay.
So if you can't hear it, it's just a thank you, but I'll let Brandon take it away.
Hey everybody, Brando here, and if you guys haven't heard yet, I'm pretty sure you have, but my son was born on Tuesday, July 29th at 1:54 in the morning, And this is something that, we've been saying quite some time around the show. It's coming. So it finally happened, and he's here, and we are just so in love with the little guy. And basically, I just wanted to make this message and thank every single person who's ever listened to the show, every single friend of the show, partner, family member. It doesn't matter. I thank everybody for all of your support, your well wishes, and just for everything. And what I wanted to do is make this quick announcement. We said I was going to be taking a few weeks off. That is happening. And I just wanted to make this quick announcement and let you guys know that, he's here, and I'll be gone for a little while. Don't know when I'm coming back, really. It won't be too long, but, I'm just going to play this by ear. Nate will know when, what's going on when we record. So, it is what it is, and I'll be back, and I can't wait to come back. And I also can't wait for this new journey that I'm on. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I want to thank Nate. I want to thank everybody. So, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you soon.
All right, so I didn't know. Could you hear that?
I could hear it word for word.
Oh, that's excellent. So I have a question, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say. I do have one final question for you. Go ahead and give Brando, he's a first-time dad, go ahead and give him some advice.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nothing crazy. It's his first
It's been
kid.
so long since I've had a baby that there are just always make sure you have at least 3 changes of clothes.
On your person.
Well, at least in the diaper bag. Because nothing is worse than being at a restaurant when the kid shits from his... and it goes from literally his neck to his toes.
Oh, my Lord, that's powerful.
Like,
damn.
That was probably the hardest, the most on-the-fly thing I ever had to deal with a new baby. Was being in a Chi-Chi's restaurant bathroom thinking I was just changing a regular old shitty diaper and opening his onesie.
To an explosion.
And he's just covered in it. And, oh my God.
Sink bath?
It was like I didn't know what to do. I really didn't. It was kind of like I went through almost a whole thing of wipes. It was terrible.
Oh, man. Quite honestly, man, I've got a weak stomach, so I don't know how you did that.
It was
ugh.
And I had left my cell phone at the table, so I couldn't even call my wife at the time for some sort of assistance. I had to go it alone.
You were literally in that point where you were looking around and you were just like, damn it, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I literally am fucked, and there's nothing I can do to stop my fuckage. I am so screwed right now. Question.
Also, another one is if when he gets older he's sick and throwing up, do not try and take him to see a 2.5-hour movie.
Oh.
Don't.
What was the movie?
The last Lord of the Rings movie. Return of the King?
Yeah, Return of the King.
Yeah. That was also terrible.
All over.
Me. All over me.
No.
Because that movie was so damn long. When he had to throw up and we went to the bathroom, the other movies had let out.
Oh,
so
no.
the bathroom was just wall-to-wall people, and I don't know what made me do it, but as soon as he started to retch, I covered his mouth with my hand, and it just shot between my fingers and just showered me.
Man, I love this side of you. I like hearing all these things. It's very interesting. It sucks.
And again, my sister, my wife at the time, and my dad were all in the movie theater. None of them answered their cell phones. My mom was at home with my youngest because he was less than a year old. He was around a year old or so. So I had to call her. She had to get him out of the crib, come and pick me up so I could come home and shower. It was just...
So you didn't even get to finish the movie?
Nope.
Did you go later, though, to see it?
Well, I ended up, because the movie was so damn long and the house was 5 minutes from the movie theater, went home, showered, came back, and caught the end.
Oh, nice.
So.
That's cool.
But I haven't seen it since then. So no, I haven't. I have no idea what I missed.
Why can't we have nice things? I'm serious. Why can't we have nice things in this world? I sent you an article, and I want to just get into this. And this is so not comic news, but it was so fucking... What a quirky little story that I stumbled upon.
Yeah, and then I saw it was actually a headline for the 10 o'clock news tonight out here because of what happened.
Yeah, because that didn't happen too far from you, right?
No, about an hour away, depending on traffic.
Yeah, a quick question. How far away is Camp Bisco, if you know what that is?
I have no idea what that is,
Ah, fuck.
but I can figure it out.
It's a music festival. Sarah's sister was out there, and I was like, man, she's in Pennsylvania. I wonder how close she is to Shuddy. But
Montage Mountain, that's in Scranton. That's 45 minutes to an hour.
oh, that's not even bad. Nice.
No.
All right, so let's talk about this hitchhiking robot. Now,
Who made it through 3 other countries unscathed?
Canada, Germany,
And the Netherlands.
and the Netherlands, unscathed, gets to America.
For months, unscathed, traveling around the world, flew transatlantic twice with no issue.
Also, I thought it was awesome that it was taking pictures of its journey.
Yeah.
And stuff, which is really cool. But it gets to America and it doesn't last like what, the third or fourth city?
Yeah, it makes it 2 weeks.
That's ridiculous. And you know, the sad thing was the picture of where they found the robot looked like a literal murder scene.
Yeah, it was really quite heartbreaking.
You're just like, damn. Like, why do people suck so bad in this country, man? Like, I don't know if it was you, okay, and you're driving and you I don't know how the fuck people figured out they were picking up this robot and taking
Well,
it places.
because the article you sent me, I'll read the thing where it says they tweeted a request for a hitchbot to be picked up. So people were tweeting so other people would know where they could get hitchbot. And they left it in Elfreth's Alley, which in Philly is the oldest continuously occupied street in the city. But it's not even really a street. There's about 8 feet between doorstep on one side and doorstep on the other side. So it's real narrow.
Oh, dang.
Not that it really has anything to do with anything important, but it was dropped there off at 3 a.m. and the next time it was found, it was stripped of all of its electronics.
And just a pair of legs in the torso.
And
Arms
the
like
ripped off.
arms on the other side of it. It looked, like I said, it looked like a literal like murder scene. I was just like, oh man, people are savages. I don't know, man. If it was you and okay, you find out you got to go pick this thing up. Are you going and like trying to fucking destroy it?
No, I don't think it was somebody that went to pick it up that destroyed it. It was probably just some idiots out in Philadelphia at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you're probably right. And then when people found it, they were like, no.
And then they were like, what's this? Oh, let's just destroy it. The poor thing even had a bucket list.
Yeah, and didn't it like have some ability to speak?
Yeah, it
Like it could say a few things.
Let's see. Yeah, the driver finally said that he had to pull over because he couldn't keep driving while Hitchbot talked and talked.
Ugh. Man, sucks. And that was from Canada, right?
Yes,
they built
Canada.
That's, man, Canadians are cool.
But I mean,
Canadians are cool.
it started its journey February 13th. So it made it nearly 6 months before being destroyed within 2 weeks of entering the United States.
God, we're just a shit country, man. We're just so dumb and filled with blind rage. I just don't get it. Speaking of being full of blind rage, let's talk about 34 seconds of holy shit.
Yeah, I watched it this afternoon.
Yeah, I told Dad, I was like, yeah, we should get the fights. And he's like, who's fighting? And I was like, it's Ronda Rousey. He's like, I've never seen her fight, but I really want to. Okay, let's do it. So we ordered the pay-per-view, and overall, let me just say that did you get to see the whole pay-per-view, or did you just watch the Rousey
a video for it popped up on my feed, and
VOD?
I just watched the Rousey fight.
It's a hard video to watch. It takes forever, it's so long.
I know.
But overall, I thought the card was great, and I know we don't really talk about UFC and stuff, but I'm kind of getting back into it. So overall, the card was great. Great knockouts, great submission finishes, great overall fighting. But the bread and butter of the night was a really volatile showdown between Ronda Rousey and Betch Correia. And for all the shit talking that Correia did, whew, she did not last very much time at all, man.
No, I mean, didn't even look like she was getting hit that hard, and then all of a sudden she's just face down on the mat.
She took that shot to the temple and just
dropped.
Out. She was just gone. I mean, 34 seconds. Ronda Rousey, man, I'm a believer, Joe Rogan said it best in the post-fight press conference. She's really like this generation's Muhammad Ali. There's nothing quite like her that exists. She is a unicorn of sorts.
Yeah.
The only thing that can take out Ronda Rousey, or the only thing that could knock out Ronda Rousey, is Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
That's awful, I know, but
that's what I was gonna say if you went somewhere else.
Okay, good. Well, we went to the same place. Awesome. Maybe he should fight her next. And he doesn't have any gear or equipment. He's just walking around with a cold drink in his hand. Like, just come here and take this drink. Jello pudding, That was a terrible Cosby. Whatever. So Ronda Rousey dedicated this fight specifically to one of my heroes, man. And I don't know if you're a big wrestling fan or not, Shuddy Boy, but Rowdy Piper,
used to be.
Man, Hot Rod. Shocking news, he passes away on Friday at the age of 61. And another one of my wrestling legends, like one of my favorites, is gone,
Yeah.
Oh, it just sucks.
Yeah, he was. I didn't even know that he was having heart issues. Just a heart attack, and boom, he's gone.
Well, no, that's the crazy thing. He had cancer, and fought cancer off, and was cancer free, and then dies in his sleep of a heart attack out of nowhere. That's terrible. And it's like, man, first Dusty this year, and now Hot Rod. Fucking, my heroes need to stop dying. Fuck. Ugh. It's the absolute worst. Alright, let's get back into it. Okay, man, what badass thing happened 1 year ago, this week?
The release of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Would you call that the best Marvel movie?
Yeah, I have to. I loved every second of that movie.
Me too. I'm a gushing fanboy. My Guardians collection's awesome. Dude, I have the cassette soundtrack.
You have it on cassette?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Where the hell did you find a cassette player?
First of all, I did not open it. No siree, Bob. It's a brand new cassette. I mean, legit. But Sarah got it for me for Christmas this past year. She's like, I saw this and I didn't know if it was going to be real or not, and I took a gamble, and it's real, and I don't think it's going to get here before Christmas. So I got you the Guardians of the Galaxy cassette. 2 days before Christmas, I go get the mail, and I'm like, what the fuck is this little thing? I'm like, Sarah, you got some package? She goes, okay. She walks in. She's like, fuck. And I went, what? She's like, well, I didn't have to fucking tell you that I got that for you. It got here 2 days before Christmas. I could have fucking just surprised you. I was like, oh, cool. I know what I'm getting for Christmas. Hell yeah. So, yeah. But Guardians is awesome, man. I can, ultimately, it has the best replay value of any of the Marvel movies.
I don't think there's one thing in it that I could find wrong, that I could find to complain about.
You know, I think. Did you find it weird that Rocket didn't know that Groot could grow back? That was kind of my only like really? You're gonna tell me that Rocket didn't know that?
Well, the only way he would know that was if something catastrophic like that had happened before.
Well, what if it? I mean, I guess we
I
are,
mean, he probably knew that he could regrow limbs and stuff.
but he didn't. Yeah, and I mean,
But I mean, he was blown to smithereens.
he was blown to smithereens. Have you ever seen a show called Pushing Daisies?
I think so. That's the one where they're ghosts in other people's bodies.
Nah.
Hold on.
Pushing Daisies. Are you IMDbing it or Wikipediaing it?
Oh no, this isn't the one I was thinking of.
But that's where I'm pretty sure Lee Pace got discovered because of
The guy from
Guardians, the guy that plays Ronan the Accuser. And the crazy thing
that
is,
was him.
yeah,
Because I've been watching *Halt and Catch Fire* with him.
he's also in *Halt and Catch Fire*.
I didn't realize he was Ronan.
Yeah, that's Lee Pace, man.
Wow.
That's what I said. I was like, holy shit. The crazy thing is the Pushing Daisies show is kind of comedic and cute and, witty or whatever. And it was an NBC show or something. I don't remember what channel put it out. But it's like this quirky show about this pie maker dude who can touch something that died. It comes back to life. And if he touches it before 1 minute is up, nothing happens. It just dies again. But if he leaves it alive, something else has to die and take its place if he leaves it alive for longer than a minute. So he gets in these predicaments where he goes to solve crimes by touching murder victims and trying to ask them a long series of questions in a minute. But they're freaked out because they've been murdered. So they don't necessarily want to talk or give you answers. And they're like, I don't know what happened to me, So it's a quirky little show. And then I was watching it and I was like, this guy looks familiar. And then I went back and watched Guardians, and I was like, no way. He's such a badass in Guardians. And then he's like this super, just funny little, I don't know, dude, I guess. Fucking whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even ever make the correlation.
So Guardians was a very, very, very successful film for Marvel.
Absolutely.
It did all kinds of huge numbers. I think it got close to 1 billion, but you'll probably figure that out before I've got what I'm saying done, because that's just how awesome you are. But the movie was highly successful. It's critically acclaimed. It's, like I said, revered as, in my opinion, the best Marvel movie that has come out. And, really it has a lot of fond moments for me because of the show Journey into Comics. That's us here. Because I was covering that movie and talking about, man, I hope people catch that this is going to be an amazing flick. And
I got tickets to the 15-minute pre-screening that they had done.
oh, you know what? Like literally 1,000,000% sold it for me. I'll give you the full rundown. So I knew Guardians was going to be good. And, I was like, okay, Guardian's going to be good. And then they released the initial teaser trailer or whatever. And I was like, yeah, this movie's going to be pretty cool. Then I went and saw Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I thought was fucking awesome.
I also really enjoyed that.
Oh, God, it was so good. I really wish they would have got to make a third with Garfield just to see what would have come out of that universe. But I digress. So we go to see The Amazing Spider-Man number 2. We're in 3D IMAX opening night. And the 3D IMAX Guardians trailer hits. And I look at Sarah and she looks at me and I went, oh, fuck yeah. That movie's going to be amazing. You watch. And dude, I love it. I absolutely love it. What kind of numbers did it draw?
$774 million worldwide.
Box office.
Box office.
Boom. That's insane numbers.
That's huge.
For a quote-unquote D-list team of heroes.
Yeah.
No namers, nobodies. No one knew what a fucking Groot was. You know how stupid I look trying to pitch this movie to other people, dude? I'm like, there's a talking tree that just says I am Groot. he says it in different inflections in his voice. It's fucking funny. You'll get it. Trust me. People are just like, okay, I don't think so.
That was the hardest thing to explain. They're like, he just says, I am Groot. Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much it.
You've hit the nail on the head.
And except for, what did you think of that? Is that a complaint? The "We Are Groot" line?
No, I don't think so.
Me neither. I mean,
I think that it made it really brought the underlying theme of the movie out.
exactly, because he was saying we are a team through this.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, I don't know. I just, people are like, oh, how did he change his vocabulary? Well, he's not totally dumb, and he mostly only says, I am Groot, and then this was just the one time he thought he was done for and said, we are Groot.
Yeah, it was like when Silent Bob talks.
Yeah. The sign on the back of the van says, Critters of Hollywood, you dumb fuck. Or my personal favorite is from Dogma. No ticket. Just no ticket. That's it. Because he throws Affleck and Matt Damon off the train.
Right.
Fucking love those movies. Love Kevin
I do
Smith.
too. I'm not to get off course, but I'm real excited about Mallrats too.
Mallbrats.
Yeah, well.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Mallbrats.
Yeah, it's called Mallbrats.
Which super awesome that he got Stan Lee to get in the game for that one. Because
I mean, they're all back.
did Affleck even sign?
Well, I mean, there's LaForge is going to be in it.
Wow.
I mean, the only ones that are announced now are Jason Lee, Shannon Doherty, like she's got anything going on.
Except for some shitty infomercial at 3 a.m.
Yeah, Jeremy London, LaForge, Brian O'Halloran, obviously.
Dante.
And then Renee Humphrey, Trish the Dish. The girl who had the video of Ben Affleck.
Oh, yeah. Pickle fucker. In Clerks 2.
Yes. But that's going to be shooting not far from here. They picked a mall in the Philadelphia area.
Yeah, I think that the deal with that is it's going to be blown up soon. And K. Smith really wants to use that for the final scene of Mallbrats as like an exploding mall. So, because originally he was going to start working on, I believe, Clerks 3. But then they pushed the destruction of the mall up. So he was like, fuck, I guess I have to go fucking make Mallrats now. Mallrats 2, and then I'll come back to Clerks, which I'm all right with that. I think it's cool to have a second Mallrats movie out there. And do we get a Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back 2, though?
Back again?
Like, Strike Back Again. Or like, I don't know, I guess you can't do Revenge of the Jay and Silent Bob. That just sounds kind of goofy.
Yeah, that's a little silly. I mean, I love all those movies. That whole View Askew universe is a lot of fun.
I've got it. It's Jay and Silent Bob. Revenge of the Cockknocker. Oh, Mark Hamill. Another total badass. God, I love Mark Hamill. All right. Well, we were talking about how awesome. We got really far off track, which is cool. Whatever. So we were talking about how successful Guardians was, and I think it did what was it, a 97 or a 110 opening weekend?
94 million opening weekend.
I was in the ballpark. Okay. So 94 million opening weekend. Did you know that Amazing Spider-Man did 96 opening weekend and was considered a failure?
Well, really?
Really, really. I'm pretty sure if my memory serves me correct, I want to say it did 94, 96, somewhere in the 90s, high 90s, and was considered a failure.
The one with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, Amazing Spider-Man 2 did 91 million.
91, okay, I was close. See, I was within the ballpark there again. So
But that depends what the damn production budget was.
yeah, that's
Like,
true.
production budget on the first Amazing Spider-Man was $230 million.
Damn.
And that only made $62 million opening weekend.
Yeah, so see, I mean, it did 30 million more opening weekend and was considered a flop. I just don't get it. I pisses me off. Anyways, we know how well Guardians did. I want to discuss right now, you and me, mano a mano, what do we think is going to happen this weekend with the Fantastic Four?
I think it's going to be a pile of dog shit.
I think it's going to do 40 million. That's my number guess. And I only say that because people who aren't comic book fans, people who don't have brains in their heads and don't know the real story and don't care for the origin of these very, 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 very important characters in the Marvel Universe as a whole, I think that the people that have no idea about comics and any of these things are going to go see it because it does look like a good action sci-fi flick.
I don't think it's going to go do anywhere near that.
Well, I mean, it's this time last year, and actually within a day, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I do believe August 8th of last year was when the new Turtles came out. So and that did like 60 mil.
Well, yeah, but you have to think. The new Mission Impossible came out this week. So that's still going to be
gearing up and getting people in.
That's this weekend that did 56 million. The next closest was Vacation with 14 million.
Damn. What do you think about the kid from that? What he wrote Vacation, right? He was one of the writers. Is writing Spider-Man?
Yes.
The waiting kid.
Yeah.
I can't think of it. John
Francis Daly.
Francis. I knew it was John Daly, but that's a golfer, so I knew it wasn't that. Francis. Yeah, John Francis Daly, the doofy kid from Freaks and Geeks.
Yes.
Really? They picked him?
I don't mind it.
I mean, I guess it's a fresh take, but I heard that Vacation was bad.
Yeah, it's not doing very well.
And it didn't look very funny. It just looked like they were just doing cheap old timey-wimey jokes that had been done a million times, the same old gag.
I mean, it's got a 23% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ouch.
Versus Mission Impossible's 93.
Tom Cruise has real drawing power. Did you see Edge of Tomorrow?
No.
Me neither.
I didn't go out of my way because Emily Blunt's face kind of bothers me.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, she's got a weird mouth.
She's up for, and possibly confirmed for, as that article you sent me said, to be Captain Marvel.
I don't like it.
I don't either. I think they could pick someone better.
I like Natalie Dormer. I think she would be a fantastic Carol Danvers.
See, now you got me having to go to my phone and look for. What the hell was that girl's name you just said?
Natalie Dormer. She's in Game of Thrones. She's the Tyrell girl that's married to the youngest Lannister boy.
Natalie
Dormer.
There it is, Natalie Dormer. Okay, so let's get a picture. See if this is the Carol Danvers I am looking for. Oh, totally. I can totally fucking see it. There's a picture of her with half her head shaved.
Yeah, from
totally fucking badass, dude. She would kill in that role. And
from the Hunger Games movie.
And if she's in Game of Thrones, she's a badass actress anyways. I mean, obviously you got to have chops to be on that show. So yeah, I agree with you. I would say I would like to see Natalie Dormer in that role without much thought.
She was also in Captain America: The First Avenger.
Really?
Yeah, she was
one of the dates?
She was when they're in the bunker and the one girl's real flirty with him in front of Haley Atwell and she kisses him.
Yeah.
That was her.
Oh. So how would they do that? Because
I mean, she's such an ancillary character that
true.
really had no big thing on the plot. I mean,
Look, in the Doctor
they're
Who universe,
they're reconciling. They have no problem with Captain America being the original Human Torch.
correct. Well, different property, but
I understand, but still, I mean,
uh, damn it, I had something and then I lost it. Oh yeah, in the Doctor Who universe, if you play the same character, they just write it into continuity that some fucked up thing happened to you, which I really like because then it's like you're not duping the audience. You know what I'm saying? Like they acknowledge, hey, this person was cast in some minor bullshit role, but then we decided they were good enough. We brought them to the forefront and gave them a big role. So to nod that they had a little cameo appearance for like 3 minutes on the screen in an episode 5 years ago, we're gonna do something that ties them together, which I think is cool.
yeah, for sure.
Also, did you hear that the guy that played Thunderbolt Ross is coming back for Civil War?
Yes.
That's fucking cool, right? They're actually bringing someone from the Incredible Hulk movies into the cinematic universe.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really cool because I mean, Marvel made that last Incredible Hulk movie.
I know, I liked it.
I did too.
I really liked Ed Norton as Banner, but that's a whole nother argument that we could have for days because as much as I do like Ruffalo, I thought that they did Norton dirty. Just saying.
I think it was more that he wanted a ridiculous sum of money.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
And when you can get Mark Ruffalo for much cheaper,
That's
it's just
true.
like replacing Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle.
Man, you know what? We tangented so far. I never asked you, or I never got your official number. What number do you think the Fantastic Four is going to draw this weekend?
I think it's going to be in the $17 million area.
Wow, that bad, huh? I know I'm not.
Well,
going
I
to
don't
see
think.
it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think a lot of people are going to go see it. And I think if anybody's in the mood for an action movie, they're going to still go see Mission Impossible.
Yeah, very true. Did you?
If
hear...
I was given a choice between the two, it would be Mission Impossible without a doubt.
Yeah, me too. Did you see that they have an embargo on the reviews for Fantastic Four?
Well, it must be complete and total shit because Rotten Tomatoes doesn't have anything up for it.
Correct,
I didn't know that there was an embargo, but
because Fox made an agreement that no one is allowed to release. It was signed in the contracts when they were doing all the early movie reviews. No one is allowed to release their review until literally one singular day before it comes out to theaters, which essentially gives no one time to know whether, because a lot of people read different times of the day, so now you're not going to have your audience built up in anticipation. They're going to just get a quick boner killer.
well, that means it must be real bad.
Oh, yeah.
That's my take on it. If you're making people wait until the day before, you want to try and get as much money out of it as you can that opening weekend before everybody realizes it's a complete pile of dog shit.
Well, and I know that I'm sure you're in the same boat as me. You're like, please flop so that Fox loses the rights, Marvel sweeps back in, and
it comes back into where it should be.
Exactly. Because, God, dude, how awesome would it be if they could pull the Fantastic Four and get them into the lineup before the Infinity Wars happens?
Oh, for sure.
There's time. I mean, there's plenty of time. And with that whole storyline, I mean, Fantastic Four kind of has a big to-do with a lot of the Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War stories. So,
especially Reed Richards.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So, it's like, come on, Fox, fuck up, please. Didn't Fox have Ghost Rider?
Yep.
They fucked that up. Who had Punisher? Was that Sony?
That was...
It would have had to have been Sony because Sony owns all the rights to Spider-Man stuff. And since Punisher's first appearance was Amazing Spider-Man 129, that by 4 would put him in the broad spectrum, I think, of the time being a mini property of Spidey. Just riffing. That could be totally wrong. Don't come here for facts, folks, because I don't always know them.
Jeez. Lionsgate, Marvel, Artisan, Columbia TriStar.
Jesus.
Sony had the rights in Germany.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't. Lionsgate had the theatrical release. It's not associated with Sony or Fox. That's weird.
I think you're right. I'm pretty sure I do remember it was a Lionsgate flick.
The one from what about Warzone?
I don't know what Warzone was.
I didn't think that one was bad.
I don't think I ever saw Warzone, to be quite honest. Like, I'm trying to recall. I know it had a different guy. Was it? I
It
can't
was
think.
Ray Stevenson.
Ray
That was
Stevenson.
also Lionsgate.
Ah. I liked the Tom Jane Punisher.
I liked the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
That's old school. Question. Did you enjoy Ant-Man?
I loved Ant-Man.
Me too. Me too. I thought it was great. Just totally phenomenal.
Even though Edgar Wright was not part of it at the very end, it still felt like an Edgar Wright movie.
Oh, so much. Especially the Michael Pena character when he does the really quick talking to tell the whole story real quick, and he's trying to do this and that really fast. That's very much how Edgar Wright likes to do things, because it has this really nice comedic vibe, you know.
Yeah, I loved Michael Pena's stories because he's like, give me the point. And that's all. I met this person who knew this person who knows this person. I thought it was a very funny film. I thought it was the funniest Paul Rudd has been in a very long time.
Yeah, I loved it. I just talking about I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it now. When I did the review the week the movie came out, I was like, I'm not gonna spoil it for people because I want people to go and see it and witness it for themselves and not have to fast forward the podcast. So here we are now. We're gonna talk about it for just a few minutes, and then we'll move out of this and to wherever, and then whatever. So I just want to say I love both post-credit scenes. Like, how big are both of those scenes?
Huge. I mean, with her getting the Wasp outfit.
Yeah, and I love how they tie those two, Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne, to essentially be the modern day Hank Pym and Janet.
Yeah.
You know, and in this awesome, like, kind of love story that's going to be cool and whatnot. I just have big fear. I don't know how long Paul Rudd's going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He is. I didn't realize he was 46.
Well, my worry is not so much his age. However, here's my theory. See, there's one thing that's severely missing from Civil War. No one has been cast as Goliath. And he has a very, very important role to play in the storyline for Civil War. They have teased that it is possible for Ant-Man to maybe get bigger, that they want to maybe go in that route in the future and try to have Giant Man. Would you surmise it is possible that they would kill Scott Lang going to be Giant Man in the Civil War story, so that way he has a really symbolic death, and then give someone else the Ant-Man suit?
That's very possible, but the next person to wear the Ant-Man suit is the guy from the Thunderbolts.
I don't remember his name.
I'm looking it up.
Sean? Is it Sean?
Oh.
I know there are several Ant-Men.
Eric O'Grady. Right? No? That's not the one. Who the hell? Yeah, Eric O'Grady was the Thunderbolts.
Hell yeah.
And he's been Ant-Man in the Secret Avengers before Marvel decided to relaunch everything.
I'm getting sick of it, man. They're getting ready to do number ones again.
Yep.
We just did this. I don't know. You probably didn't know this, but I stopped. I'm done. I'm done collecting Marvel for now. I'm done collecting DC for now. I'm just gonna stick with Image. I'm gonna get all the Image books I like to read. I can check out Chew. That series is only 10 issues from being done. I'll continue on The Walking Dead. I'll continue on Sons of the Devil. There are a couple other titles I want to start reading. I want to read Saga. I want to read Thief of Thieves. I feel like there was another one that was really good. Is it Sex Criminal?
Sex Criminals is a really good book.
I thought so. I feel like you read that, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah. You were the one that sold that to me then. And then how about this? Here's a little tie-in, man. I'm about to take you for an old school journey all the way back to when we were hanging out in a hotel room in Vegas. We won't mention what was going on. But you pitched to me Kingsman, right? You remember?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You said she gives up the butt, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
awesome. Finally, I finally saw it. So much later. I just saw it last week, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I watched it again about a week and a half ago.
Stylistically, I thought it was very well written. I loved how they filmed it. I loved the colors. The head explosions were cool. The only thing I complained about, that fucking lisp.
Yeah, I thought the list was hysterical.
It was just like it was funny, but then it was just like, oh, come on, Samuel L. Jackson. I just want to hear you be a bad motherfucker. He was still bad, though. Like, really.
And that movie followed the book pretty much dead on.
Excellent.
Very accurate to the source material, aside from a few things. Like, in the comic, Colin Firth's character and Eggsy are uncle and nephew.
Oh, instead of just...
So, yeah. So instead of his dad being a former one,
it just happens to be his uncle.
Yeah, Eggsy's still a fuck up, and his uncle's like, let's get you out of that, and you'll do this now.
Man, that scene with the dog, dude. I was just like, really? And then you find out, it's all just, it was a blank, and you're just like, you motherfuckers. I was really mad at this movie for a minute. I don't know if you've seen John Wick. That's another movie that has a fuck you moment with an animal that I was not a fan of.
I fell asleep during John Wick, but I really liked what I saw. That opening scene with the dog was absolutely horrible to watch.
Ugh, it was the worst. My buddy, I went over to his place, and he's like, all right, I got this movie, John Wick. We're going to watch it. Let me give you the rundown. And he's just like, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Here's the deal. It's got this really, really terrible scene with this dog. Then he goes on to describe it, and he goes, now, one thing you need to remember, this is a movie. It is not real. If you can just displace and suspend your belief just during that part of the movie and get past it, you're going to fucking love this movie. And I did exactly that, and I was just like, okay, I was just like telling myself, like, man, it must have been really hard for Keanu to film this, this sequence, and, to play really an emotional, like, vulnerable character in that moment. And then it was over, and then the movie just goes, and it's super badass, and you're just like, whoa. So when you get a chance, get back to it. It's awesome. Awesome. All right, man. So, in closing, do you have any kind of, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot here.
Yes, you are.
No, I really am not. I really am not. I'm not gonna comic club you where out of nowhere you just get thrown under the bus to always be the first person to talk about the first book in every comic club we've done. It's always you first, and I don't know why. So, is there a mission statement? Is there a goal you have now that you're part of this team? Is there something that you're trying to aspire to do within what we've got going on here at Journey into Comics? Is there anything you want to say to people now that you're a part of this different tandem, if you will?
I haven't put that much thought into it. I'm just excited to have more of a platform to talk about comics a lot more than we usually do on MSPH, just because we are more towards farts and stuff.
Man, I don't
for the
know.
most part.
Like, your guys' show is definitely a very different thing, but you guys don't just stick to one thing.
No, we don't. We're all over the place.
And if there's an interesting fucked up story, or if someone sends you guys something on Twitter that's like mind blowing, or the Great Fart War of 2014, 2015. I mean, the multitude of things.
The 100 Years Fart War.
I know it's going on forever, and like I think you guys had a caller that said something to the effect of like, get those fucking dudes to fly somewhere mutual and do it on video against each other, you know. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That would be my idea for their show.
But yeah, I'm just really happy to be able to talk mostly comics in a setting for a consistent period of time that isn't just the comic club issues. Because I always find good stuff to talk about comics-wise, and it's just, well, we can't stick to a show rundown on Mad Scientist Party Hour to save our lives. But I love doing the show, and I'm real happy to be a part of this one because I have a lot of fun when you have me on here.
Hell yeah.
So thank you.
Nah, no need to thank me, man. I love having you on. We have a lot we can talk about. We can just ramble for days. We're like little old ladies.
I mean, talking more structured about comics, that's really what I'm looking forward to because, like I said, on MSPH, it's literally three dudes that have anywhere from mild to severe ADHD going all over the place. And that's what makes that show, I think, so good. I love when we just kind of... I think the best shows we do there are when we go from the cuff, but I have a lot of good ideas that I think we'll be able to use here, and I'm looking forward to that.
Excellent, man. I'm excited to hear some of your ideas and some of your thoughts. And you know, when you and I were talking about this, and I officially asked you, which total coincidence, mind you. When I went to ask you, like 30 seconds after I hit send, Brandon messages me and he's like, at the hospital. And I was like, oh, the baby is being born. Weird, you know? But when we were talking, you said that you're going to try to figure out how it flows into your schedule, if it's bi-weekly or once a month or something, however we can get you on. Just know that doors open and you can come in and out freely, and if there's a week you want to do an episode, there's a week you don't want to do an episode, all you got to do is say the word. We'll make it happen.
Sounds good, man.
Fuck yeah. All right, well, I think we'll wrap this one. Is there anything else we want to talk about, cover?
No, I think we hit everything we were supposed to.
Yeah, and there's gnarly storms coming my way. I don't know about you, but
oh, lovely. So that means they'll be here tomorrow or Tuesday.
yeah, eventually you'll get them. Yay.
Damn storms from the Midwest.
I know. We're the worst. We always send that shitty weather your guys' way. But you guys gave us the Patriots, so I guess we're even. All right. Anyways, guys, as always, I'm Nate.
I'm Shuddy.
And we'll see you guys later.